still. So when we're talking about transverse shear, oops, went too far, right? We're dealing with an object that has bowed, right? And if you take, as an example, two boards and put them one on top of the other and you put a load in the middle, they'll obviously bow in the middle. But if you look at the ends, they don't line up anymore because the boards have shifted slightly. And so what that is an example of transverse shear. So now if I created some shear horizontally on my element, it's got to be equal all the way around, so I'm going to have some shear vertically as well. But it will create a distributed shear load on the end with the neutral axis having the maximum shear because our Q, first moment area, is the largest at the neutral axis. And the way we calculate the Q is with our area and y bar from our neutral axis to the centroid of the Q area. So you won't have to do any of these types of calculations, but it's just so that you're familiar with the concepts and some of the analog stuff that we do. We can do an analog check on our FEA because our models are simple enough that we can do that for the most part and confirm that what FEA is producing is what we can do analog. So once we get comfortable with being able to do that, then when we do models that are more complicated such that our analog methods aren't capable of producing a solution as easily, then we have a feel for how close our approximations are. So bending stress, moment. So anytime we have bending in a beam or any kind of shape that has more than a 10-to-1 ratio in length versus height, and we have a force somewhere in the middle, or in, let's see, what would be what? Perpendicular to the axis of the device or the object, then we have bending, and we're going to determine stress with MC over I. Just more examples for that. And whoa, there we go. So, for those of you that aren't familiar with a lot of what I went over, what was most confusing and what can I answer? I'm guessing that my MET students should be pretty comfortable with what I went over, even if you don't remember everything about it. But Leung and Brad, and I mean, I know you've gone over this stuff, Zach, but I don't know how long ago it was. Huh? Okay, and Leung, you're okay? Little confusing? Okay. Well, I can help you out. That'll be okay. And you're?
About 7 years out, but I'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Yeah. We'll muddle through. Right? Okay. So no worries there. All right then. So let's